Testing, testing, testing. How about now? I've been talking this whole time and nobody heard a damn word I said, right? Of course not. Ugh. You know what it is? It's because I cleaned out my phone, rebooted a lot of my apps, cleaned out a lot of necessary data, cleaned out YouTube because there was a lot of worthless data in the app that needed to be deleted. So it should be good to go now. I'm good now? Okay, good. So I've been talking for 15 minutes. For nothing. Anyway, let me start from the beginning. Now that I know I wasted 15 minutes of my time talking to myself. God. First off, good morning to everybody, if you can hear me now. Got an early start this morning. I did not have a good night's sleep last night. It's just because, I've had a lot going on. Obviously, you guys know already. I'm not going to get into it. I think it's just exhaustion has caught up with me to such a point that, despite my best efforts to try to put myself to bed last night, I was up every 2 hours rolling around in bed, unfortunately. I mean, I did get a total of like 7 hours, 8 hours when you put it all together, but it's just, every 2 to 3 hours I'm jumping out of bed. I got a lot on my mind. Plus, I don't know why I was having such a hard time last night. That's one of the unfortunate things about suffering with insomnia. Melatonin doesn't do anything for me. I've tried everything. The only thing that knocks me out are 2 glasses of wine, if I choose to, which I haven't done that in a while. I'm trying not to use that method. Or the insomnia medication that my doctor prescribed to me. So I won't take Benadryl. Benadryl has been shown to cause dementia and Alzheimer's later on in life. So there's no way I'm messing with that stuff. No way at all. What do you call that? Diphenhydramine, I think is what it's called. I'm very conscious about my health that way when it comes to my brain. So yeah, if you look it up, you'll find that diphenhydramine is the key ingredient in Benadryl, an allergy medication. Most allergy medications, but most people over time, if they take a lot of it over the course of their lives, can actually put themselves at higher risk for dementia and Alzheimer's disease. So no thank you. But I do have medication that knocks me out that doesn't have any of that stuff in it. So if I have to, I could take it, but I'm really trying to avoid medication at all costs these days for the sake of my personal health. I don't like taking medication. I really don't unless I have to. Or if I feel it's necessary, because if I'm dealing with depression or something like that, then I'll do what I have to do. But anyway, with all that being said, eBay-wise, was a very good weekend this weekend for sports card sales over at my eBay store. Thank you to those customers that paid up. One customer paid this morning, which is good. I have one straggler, but that's fine. They got a couple days to get that payment in. It's for Pete Crow Armstrong, which I happen to have right here on my desk for when this person pays, but they got a couple days. They got to like the end of the week. But of course, the faster people pay, the faster they get their orders out. Unless, of course, there's some sort of personal issue or a delay from yours truly, or the post office screws up. I like to get these orders out as soon as humanly possible, because this was a pretty significant order. So, and that's going to put money back into the pool again, because, the money I've been spending to renovate the car, which we've really made a lot of progress on. Do I promote my listings? Sometimes I do. It depends. If a lot of listings sit for too long, then I'll pay the percentage to promote some of them listings. I rather not do that because obviously I have YouTube and I use YouTube to promote my eBay store quite a bit. So it doesn't really pay if people click on the link to my eBay store. It'll take them right to it, and then, you know, I really don't have to pay that extra percentage because eBay already takes 13% of your haul, and then you tack on another 2 or 3% on top of that. That's a chunk of change that you're not getting, you know. So I prefer not to do that unless I have to. I mean, my sales are pretty consistent. I am eventually going to have to sit down and start reloading my eBay store. I do have over 600 items still for sale. I'm still contemplating of whether or not I'm going to go back to the mall and get those 2 boxes of Topps Chrome Black Baseball. Do you have any hacks to get around eBay throttling your listings if you don't get views? The only way to do that are the keywords and the listings that you use, because the eBay tool that I have access to, it's very, the engine is through Card Ladder. And they have upgraded it recently. I could see they made changes with the eBay listing tool. But sometimes it gets the title of the cards incorrect. So you have to go back and, you know, change the title so that this way the algorithm will pick it up. The more words you have in your title, and I try to use all 80 characters, the better off you are. But, you know, you got to have the year, the type of card, the number of the card, whether or not it's a parallel or not, all that kind of thing. You know, the algorithm is very specific with that kind of stuff, because some cards that I have listed get buried. And then again, you know, when you have, you know, hundreds of cards for sale, you have to assume that people are idiots. I hate to put it that way, but, you know, unfortunately, because we are in the age of the internet, people don't take the time to read or scroll through all of the listings and all that kind of stuff. So, again, I don't like putting it like that, but you have to assume that people are idiots and don't take the time to read the listings. So you have to be very specific with your titles. And then again, there are a lot of cards people simply have no interest in. So those are cards I would start penny auctions just to move product so I can clear the way for new stuff, which I'm going to have to take the time to do sooner than later, because a lot of my listings haven't moved except for these orders that I'm processing now, and the only reason they moved is because I had them up for auction. But there are a lot of cards that have been sitting there for a while that I'm going to have to consider relisting them as auctions, so that this way at least they move, and I can clear the path for, God, a couple hundred cards I got sitting off to my 9 o'clock here. And again, like I said, I'm considering going back to the mall today. It's still too early yet. It's only 8:30. You know, I'm thinking about pulling the trigger on them two boxes. Hopefully nobody bought them. Get 2 boxes of the Topps Chrome Black, you know, and do a card rip, because I haven't ripped cards on the channel in a while. But we're talking $400 times 2 plus tax. That's a lot of money. That's a lot of money. But we're talking about a high-end product. Even the common cards can sell for decent prices. So I saw somebody pull the Shohei Ohtani auto out of a box. But, you know, I learned... Hey, I'll take $100 plus weekend selling bubblegum cards. Hey, me too, man. You know, that's, whatchamacallit, you know, that's part of my grocery money right there, or gas money, or, yeah, I know, it sucks being me, right? Making all this money at home, being my own boss, not getting into traffic and getting cease and desist letters issued to me, and having to buy Pampers for someone in my family, you know, and then throwing a temper tantrum because I don't know how to keep my mouth shut, and then be made to look like a complete imbecile when I produce the court papers and all the letters and all that stuff, and still the person throws a temper tantrum because now they don't have a fucking leg to stand on, which is great. And I was telling the truth the whole time. I told the truth the whole... What the hell was that? Did you hear that? That was... Wow, that gave me the collywobbles. That you, Dad, fucking around with me again? Uh-oh. That might be my dad fucking around in the background. You there, Pop? I'm not afraid of that kind of stuff. I really... You know, it's shocking when things like that happen, but, you know, I look at it as my dad playing games with me. And he knows it. He knows it. He's here with me. He's always here with me, my father. I believe in that kind of stuff. You know. I know my dad's here with me. He always is. It's funny because sometimes I'll be doing my baseball card stuff, and then Clearwater Revival will come on. Put me in, coach. I'm ready to play today. And it happened a couple times. I'll be listening to my Echo Dot, and it'll come on, and then I'll record a segment and send it to my mother back in New York, and my sister. I'm like, oh, Dad's with me again. So, and that's it. That's all my orders for today, all processed and ready to go. So, yeah, nothing like making approximately $150 working from home, selling bubblegum cards of men. Damn, it just sucks being me, doesn't it? If you get those boxes of cards, keep your Red Bull, buy them, remember what happened the last time. Oh, yes. Oh, with the Upper Deck cards? Oh, fuck, yeah, the checklist issue. Oh, my God, because I was doing all this kind of thing like I typically do on camera, and I don't pay attention because I'm so focused on you guys. Oh, that's right, the checklists from Upper Deck. I mean, thank God I had a second box with the checklists anyway. They're a little bit more rare than some of the standard cards in that set because, you know, people threw them away. That was so upsetting. Oh, man, I completely forgot about that. You're right. You're absolutely right. But, yeah, I'm actually thinking about grabbing those two boxes. It's going to cost me a chunk of change, yes. But, you know, if I can pull some decent cards, I can make up that value very quickly. So, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what happens once I'm on the move. Yeah. Damn those bubblegum cards. Smells like money to me. You want to smell? Oh, yeah, you can't. Sorry. Well, not my audience, but I love it how their credibility has now got flushed down the toilet ever since I showed that paperwork. And the subscriber count to my channel has grown as a result. Because people will come in and say, hey, man, I went over there. These people are fucking twisted. They really are. They're warped. They're very warped, as one person would put it. Loco in the Coco, I believe, when he used the pseudonym to dox a friend of mine, calling himself Lucian Stevenson, who's really Loco in the Coco. At least I didn't have cease and desist orders issued against me to keep my fucking mouth shut. So, but anyway, you know, I laugh at it now because there's no leg to stand on. All they got now is just to poke fun at old fucking videos that really have no relevance anymore. Like the Freddy Krueger video when I did a charity event for a fellow 9/11 first responder who asked me to do my Freddy Krueger for him up in the firehouse in upstate New York many, many moons ago. Do I really need I got this question a couple times now where I got that response. Do I really need fresh inventory at this moment? Not really, because I still got like 5 boxes 4 or 5 boxes of cards in my bedroom closet that I yet to go through. It's a nice mix of Bowman Chrome, Topps Chrome, there are parallels, Ray Waves, and all that kind of stuff. I just have to sit there and sort through them. There are a bunch of inserts I have to go through. I still have a lot of stuff here right in front of me that I need to go through and list that are top loaded and everything and ready to rock. There are X-Fractors here. I mean, there's just, there's tons of stuff here I got to go through. There's a lot of Mitchell and Ness that I pulled out, in particular, certain cards that I know they have been selling. Yeah, I actually have quite a bit of inventory. So, well, it's good to have premium stuff anyway, because after a while, like I said, some of my listings will just go stale for a while until I go back and do them as penny auctions and start off at 1 penny. And then the room, I get a feel for the room every once in a while. You have to do that as an eBay seller. You got to put your pride off to the side and say, hey, you know what? These cards aren't moving, but I got to get something out of them. So, I'll go back, I'll look at my older listings. Sometimes there's still listings I never updated the photos for, and that's nobody's fault but my own, because bad photos can affect your sales too. I don't use whatchamacallit there, stock photos. Do you ever look for any good priced slabs to flip? I got my dad's baseball cards. That's never leaving my sight. Those cards are mine. I do have cards that friends have given to me that I can always slab up. But unfortunately, the condition on them is very questionable. There's, frayed edges and chipping. And so if I wanted to buy slabs to sell slabs, I probably would have done so already. But with all the drama that's gone on with PSA and all that stuff, and the way the sports card hobby is right now, it's like I'm surprised that when I went out even yesterday to the mall, there's wax everywhere. There's Topps Chrome blaster boxes. There's Panini, where you can pull the downtowns and all that kind of stuff. I mean, there's so much shit in my area that it's funny. Like, when I wanted to buy 2024 Topps Update, couldn't find it. Now I stopped buying cards. There's fucking wax everywhere. Don't you love it when that happens? Don't you love it when that kind of stuff happens? And it's kind of good because, you know what? I don't want to throw away my money like I did. You know what I mean? And plus, this little project, resurrecting my car, has been, not breaking the bank, but it's been a lot of fun. It's been a lot of fun, digging into the car and educating myself, about certain things I didn't know about with this car. The interior is done. I'm finished with the interior. I have to give it a nice vacuum. I got foaming cleaner. I got that yellow can. I actually got 2 cans, of Tough Stuff for the interior, to clean the interior. I did buy a little hand vac so I don't have to spend money over at the gas station vacuuming and stuff like that, and that little vacuum gets in all the crevices and corners and stuff. But if my car gets out of control, it's an option for me to drive to the gas station there. But now I got the little hand vac, and I also bought another hand vac as a backup just in case, because again, with these hands, unfortunately, I have a tendency on breaking little things. I have no patience for little, I was talking to one of my boys yesterday. I can't stand tedious little things like trying to change the fuses underneath the dashboard in my car. I got them fat sausage fingers, so it's hard for me to kind of like grip them things, so I had to buy special pliers. And even then, I'm cussing and swearing, and, my legs are kicking like a wet fish, in a bucket, and it's like, the people outside, my neighbors, are all laughing at me over the past couple of days because they hear me cussing and swearing, and, I just don't have the patience for tedious little things like that, and I can't fit underneath the damn dashboard, even though my car is more a sedan than an SUV. It's just, I'm like, eh. But so, I don't know where I stand with, I know I'm kind of going off on a tangent here, but I don't know if I would buy slabs to sell again. My intention was not to sell. Let me see here. Usually on the fuse panel, there's a small white fuse. Yeah, I had that thing. It comes with the fuse kits, But of course, me, fumble fingers like I am, and when it comes to plastic, anything with me, so, you know, the fuses, the box fuses came with a special thing, but I bought a special pair of pliers that's meant just for fuses. And they're really thin, and I also have needle nose pliers that I can reach in there real easy and pull them out. So, but yeah, I had a pair of what you're talking about. I just don't have the patience to get in there. And I've had 3 or 4 of them break on me, you know, so. But it's coming along. It's coming along nicely. It really is. It's coming along very nicely. Folks, let me use the restroom quick. Thank you for joining me for this live stream as promised. I wanted to do it a little later in the afternoon, but here I am doing it as promised, even though it's about 3 hours earlier than I wanted to do it, but I shall return. Sorry, folks. Freaking bedroom is steaming hot. I had to crack the window open there. So, but thank you again, everybody, for checking out this live. I know it's a little earlier than what I said, but I want to get a jump on things today. That was dihydroberberine, benfotiamine, and R-alpha lipoic aspirin. Yeah. Come on, Walt, wake up, dummy. Dihydroberberine, R-alpha lipoic acid, aspirin, and a partridge in a pear tree. And this stuff is really good. Not sponsored, by the way. If you have that peripheral neuropathy in your feet, let me tell you, the dihydroberberine R-alpha lipoic acid combo has really helped that neuropathy a lot. Man, I didn't think it would actually work. I mean, I have to continue taking it for months and months, but for the time I've been taking it now, that neuropathy has slowly subsided, which is great. The only problem is now, like, I bought all new socks for myself because the socks that I currently have, unfortunately, they're too tight on me now. And if you have, like, you know, conditions with blood sugar and all that kind of thing, you kind of want to have loose-fitting socks anyway. But yeah, with the dihydroberberine, the alpha lipoic acid, and vitamin B1, which is benfotiamine, that stuff works really, really well to take away that itching, that burning, the numbness, the tingling. And it actually literally repairs the nerves. Instead of you constantly taking like metformin and all that bullshit, which my doctors wanted me to do, I said, fuck no, I'm done being a guinea pig. For years and years and years, that's all I was a guinea pig, having fucking cameras sent down into my into my sinus cavity, into my lungs, and this and that and everything else. Fuck that. But yeah, that stuff is really well, and this softens your feet, because with that neuropathy, sometimes you get like super dry feet. And again, not sponsored. They're not paying me or anything like that. But this is really, really good stuff, man. It really is. So, and it makes your toes feel really, really nice, and you don't get that weird numb feeling. I mean, it's more like a placebo effect, but it really softens the skin up quite a bit. But there was something I wanted to do for you guys. I wanted to take you, now that we got some daylight outside, I want to show you what the car looks like on the inside. Something in back of my brain, and I always deny my instincts, and sometimes I regret it, but something in back of my brain is telling me to buy those 2 boxes. Yeah, let's go take a look. I'll take you guys on the tour so you can see the progress of where I'm at. Trying to decide which Jordans I want to wear today. I'm going to go OG with the 5s. I'm waiting to see. I went to Soul Priorities, where I usually get my sneakers from. I'm waiting to see if I can get the world's best dad Air Jordan 3s when they come out, which was a dedication to Michael Jordan's dad after he won, I think, his first MVP it was, or something like that, or his first championship. Let's go take a walk outside. I'll show you guys the car, what it looks like currently, now that there's daylight. Our kids are still loading up for school. There's the box of chips, everybody, for the kids. Again, as promised. But yeah, let's go check out the car. Oop, hold on, what was that? New offer from the control panel for the cruise control. I already bought it. Oh, yeah. Did this thing stop again? Oh, Jesus Christ. Guys, did the live stream stop in the middle of me doing the show off? You got to be kidding me. Don't tell me this thing stopped while I was going through all of that. I'm looking at my TV, and all I see is my foot, and then it stopped. Do I got to go through that whole spiel again? What is going on with my phone today? Are you folks still there? Guys, let me know in the comments section or in the chat. Did that thing shut down again? I don't know why. Why is it doing that? I guarantee you guys just missed that whole thing. Do I guess I got to go back outside again? I guess I do. What the hell? Come on, man. I got to go through all of that again? All right, let's go back outside. Round 2. Ah, jeez. Come on, dude. Really? Here we go again. I don't understand what just happened. I don't understand what just happened. Sorry about the mess, folks. I have no idea what's going on. I don't know if it's because it's overcast outside or whatever it is, but my phone doesn't want to cooperate today. So, all right, we'll do this again in time. Okay, here we go again. So I'm back out. This is what I was showing before, so you guys should be able to see this. So all the stickers are cleaned off my car with the exception of that one and that one. And it looks much nicer and much more grown up. All right, so here's the hatch opening up. I'll go through this all over again. Okay, so the hatch opens and closes. I had to pull that panel off right there, replace this whole thing from scratch. Then I had to reboot the car's computer so that the sensor can recognize the locking mechanism, which is right here in front of my face. And now it opens and closes like a charm. I got to get some bungee cord and bungee this guy down here. This is the unit for the fans, which is what's supposed to be there. You can see there's the heat sink on top of it to disperse any kind of heat. It stops this thing from overheating. But this is what's supposed to be in the car, not what's there currently. This is spec'd specifically for this car. I don't know what the fuck these guys did, but you know, I got myself some new cleaning brushes and screwdriver sets and all that kind of thing. What's up, Ollie? What's going on? Sorry about the screwy live stream this morning. I was out here describing the car in full detail, what I did to it so far, but the live stream choked. I have no idea why. So we'll go through the whole spiel again. Yeah, I saw the Yanks lost again. They got swept by Milwaukee. Yikes. Or Minnesota. I forgot who they played. You got to bear with me, man. I haven't had my caffeine this morning. I just discovered a little issue right here. I don't know what's going on with this. But this, see, it's little things like this that get me annoyed. I'm gonna have to get a rubber mallet and some silicone grease and beat that thing back in place. I'm not gonna do it now, but okay, anyway, I gotta clean the doors a little bit with some wax. There are the new floor mats. Yeah, I'm a little derpy this morning. Caffeine hasn't kicked in yet. So there are the new seat covers, albeit I still have to Velcro these guys down. But yeah. So right now, aesthetically, it looks a lot better than what was in here. So, but I got industrial Velcro just for that, and there's the driver and passenger seats. That's all done. New steering wheel cover. I got to clean up this door a little bit more. I threw just a basic bit of wax. I threw a basic bit of wax on the dash. This still needs to be cleaned a little bit, but you can see the passenger seat, new floor mats. Underneath here, I got to change a couple fuses, I think. I got to take a look at the schematics. But I got to buff out the headlights a little bit more when I have a chance. I'm not so worried about all this stuff because, you know, the car's from 2008. I'm not going to get so particular with the car. Yeah, I mean, I hope the Yankees don't have an all-out collapse. I'm glad that Spencer Jones is finally starting with them. But give me a second here, folks. I'm trying to one-hand all this stuff. But I think it's too little too late at this point. Now here's the car's outside computer, and there are 5 relay switches that I'm just going to change out all 5. This one is filthy as fuck. So I'm just going to replace all 5 of them. Most of these fuses, you could tell the ones I replaced because the numbers are looking straight versus the numbers here on these guys. There's also a couple of cheap eBay fuses in there I don't like. I'm going to get rid of and replace them at my earliest convenience. So that needs to be done. There's a couple fuses in here I'm not happy with. Especially these that are clear. These are the cheap eBay ones. Never buy eBay. I'll never buy eBay fuses again. That probably contributed to this. I also have a brand new clamp to replace this guy right here. Because that's one cheap ass clamp that really doesn't belong on there in my opinion. Because that can mess with the electric. There's exposed wires right there that I don't like. Is it hard to drive? It's very easy. Driving is not all that hard. Believe me what I'm telling you. You know, a lot of it is just common sense. It's just common sense. Maintaining the car, on the other hand, that unit right there, that's what needs to go. That is not native to my car. That thing should go bye-bye. So, first chance I get, I'm going to have that replaced. But I have the unit in hand. I could do that anytime. But the engine needs a nice foam cleaning. And I actually have a degreaser, a foam degreaser at home to clean all this stuff. So, but you can see I got in here and got all the leaves and all that kind of stuff out. The intake for the AC is up in here, and this is all blocked up with leaves. Ooh, I just noticed, look. Let me see if I got push pins in here. I should have push pins. I just noticed there's a couple of them missing. See, I always find something. Oh, I got one left. Oh, shit. I'm gonna have to go get more. But yeah, look at how nice this looks. I mean, it does need a good vacuum and foam cleaning with tough stuff. But I could do that, you know, whenever. Yeah, I got to get more of these guys here. That's one thing I noticed. There are a lot of push pins missing. And not only that, there are improper push pins that aren't native to this car. I don't know why. Here, like this guy belongs right there. There we go. Whoop, right in it went. That's missing. This is missing. That's missing a screw or a push pin. It looks like something snapped right here. And check this out. That's a brake. This is clearly missing screws. of some type, or push pins of some type. I'm going to assume it's these guys here. I can always get those from AutoZone, which is right around the corner. And then look here, another mishmash. This is the type of thing I've been finding with this car. You see that, and then you see that, and then you see that. There are 3 or 4 different push pins and rivets and screws and all this crazy stuff. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. Yeah, there's another one missing right there. I just noticed now. Damn. Looks like I got me another trip to AutoZone, boys and girls. I'm going to have to get me push pins for these here. And a couple for up there. Okay, well, it looks like I got me a mission. But it's coming together little by little, folks. It's just going to take time, that's all. Just going to take time. But here's the part. Oh, man, to have that hatchback. Come on. To have the hatch open and close again like it's supposed to, that's a huge win. You know, because I have a habit of buying a lot of groceries sometimes. And I get sick and tired of loading up the back seat with groceries. So, to have the hatch open and close again like it's supposed to, loving it, loving it, loving it, loving it. Absolutely loving it. I consider that to be a huge victory to get that thing to open and close again. So, but good morning. But there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. That is pretty much it as far as I can take it for now. The interior, except for good cleaning, is pretty much done at this point. The hatch opens and closes. All the alarms and bells and whistles are working again, which is good. And it's just now doing a deep dive into the electronics, which I'll worry about some other time. Not today. But I definitely want to get some more of those push rivets. So, but thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for all of you for participating in this live stream. I want to go grab those envelopes and get them out to my customers as soon as possible. Jesus, it's not even 9 o'clock yet. Oh my God, did I get an early start today. So, yeah, I don't know what's going on with my phone today. I think what happens is that when it transitions over from 5G to Wi-Fi, the phone just doesn't know what to do with itself. So, and I do got trash to throw out. But again, ladies and gentlemen, I really appreciate you taking the time to watch. I know I started earlier than I wanted to, but it's looking more and more like I'm going to have a pretty busy day today, so I want to get this over with and done as soon as possible so I can enjoy the afternoon. And that's pretty much it, folks. I got a big pile of garbage here I got to toss. God, man, I need a haircut too. That's another thing. I don't know. Maybe I'll get a trim today too. I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen today. I didn't really make any plans for today. All right, folks, I'm going to log off. Again, thank you. Thank you for joining the live stream. Sorry it's earlier than what I expected or wanted, but today already is starting to, things are starting to add up that I can see I'm going to be busy today. But again, thank you to my eBay customers. I will get these out as soon as this live stream is over. And then I'm going to have a good think as to whether or not I get those Topps Chrome black baseball cards. We'll see what happens, because they are expensive. I mean, I've got the money for it right now, but look at all this. I mean, there's so much stuff to review I don't know if I'm ever going to get around to it at this rate, but I did clean out my phone. I got plenty of room to make a decent review. I definitely want to review that Piazza jersey. I want to do the live review of that Ultra Magnus right there. But we'll see, folks. All right, I'm going to end it right here. Take care. God bless. Stay safe, everybody. I really appreciate it. Again, forgive the wonky camera views and all that kind of stuff. And I really appreciate you guys taking the time and hanging out with me and all that kind of stuff. I shall return at my earliest convenience and hopefully finally get a review going. So take care, everybody. I'll see you around.